What is up, everybody? Today I'm going to be explaining hair type, because as you know, in a lot of my videos I say that, the method you have to start your dreadlocks out with, or anything regarding dreadlocks, it really depends on your hair type. But not only with dreadlocks, but just with any type of hair in general. So this video is for anybody, whether you have dreadlocks or any other hair. So without further ado, let's get started. Now, what most people mean when they say hair type is curl pattern. That's really what it is curl pattern. Because if you want to get technical with it, hair type goes really deep, and I could do a whole nother video on that if y'all want me to. But for this video, I'm strictly going to be talking about curl pattern, which most people go by this chart right here. And as you see, this is a hair type chart or a curl pattern chart, and it's divided up into 4 categories: type 1, type 2, type 3, and type 4. And another thing you will notice, it doesn't have black, white, Asian, Hispanic on it. It's not a race thing, or it's not about nationality or ethnicity. Because some people say I have Puerto Rican hair, some people say, oh, I have Hispanic hair, and it's like, I don't really know what you mean by that, because Hispanics have all types of different hair, Puerto Ricans have all types of different hair. So that's just a little disclaimer, because it's not always the same. Now, as you see, the first hair type is a 1 hair type, and this hair type is completely straight. It's just boom, straight. And I'll put up some examples on the screen here, just so y'all know what it looks like outside of the chart. But this is a 1 hair type, and as you see, it's just completely straight, no wave or curl to it whatsoever. And since I do mainly talk about dreadlocks, I'll just say what type of method this person with this type of hair type will need to do. This person will most likely need to do twist and rip, crochet hooking, or back combing as the method of them getting dreadlocks. Going to the next hair type is a 2A hair type. Now, as you see, this has a little bit of a groove to it, a little bit of a wave, but obviously not too much. It's pretty much still straight. If we're talking about dreadlocks, then they will still need to use the same method, which is twist and rip, back combing, interlocking, or crochet hooking. Which whatever method they do, I honestly recommend that they follow that up with crochet hooking again. But as we see, we have 2B. There's a little bit more of a wave, but most people would still consider this straight hair. Especially if you cut it short enough, it would just look straight up straight. But moving on, we got 2C, and what it looks like is just more wavy, But obviously this is still considered straight, so you'll still use the straight hair dreadlock methods: twist and rip, crochet hooking, back combing, interlocking. But now we enter into the 3 hair types, which these are considered curly. And we have 3A, which, as we see, 3A is actually starting to spiral. So instead of just being a wave, it's actually spiraling and coiling, because it's a more frequent wave. And for this method, you can still use the straight hair methods, because those are a guarantee they will work, but you can also possibly use things like twisting with gel to start dreadlocks. Next, we have 3B. Now, as we see, there's more coils and more spirals, which, if you can't tell already, the higher it gets on the hair type chart, the more visible your curl pattern would be at a short length. Because say you have 2 inches of hair at a 1 hair type, it will be straight, obviously, because it's all the way straight all the way throughout it. But if you have 2 inches of hair with the 2A hair type, it will still look straight because it isn't long enough to even have that wave effect yet. But as we keep on going down and down and down, at 3B, at 2 inches, it will probably have about 2 curls in it. And as you see going forward, the curls will get more and more frequent, meaning at a shorter length they will be visible. But for 3B, this is when you can start using methods like twisting with gel. You can still use the straight hair methods, but you can also use twisting with gel and crochet needling, because crochet needling goes for every hair type really. But now we have 3C, and with this hair type, you definitely want to just forsake all of the straight hair methods, and you could actually start using methods like twisting with gel, crochet hooking, because that applies for every hair type, 2-strand twist, sponge rub, towel rub, or whatever, rub. And you can even freeform with this hair type, which, if you don't know what freeform is, that's just doing nothing to your hair, just washing your hair, and it will over time form into dreadlocks. But now we enter to the 4 hair types. With this, you're really free to do a lot of different methods, like twisting with gel, 2-strand twist, crochet hooking, obviously, sponge rub, towel rub, brush rub, and freeform. And as we move on to 4B, which is the hair type I believe I have, and really for this, the same thing goes. You can use use towel rub, brush rub, sponge rub, twisting with gel, crochet hooking, freeform, twisting, 2-strand twists, and all that type of stuff. And also, last but not least, 4C hair type. Now these are the tightest curls you can get. On some hair type charts, there's actually a 4D. I believe the only reason they have a 4D is because they scale it differently, which their 4D is really this hair type's chart 4C. But anyways, like I said, it's kind of confusing. 4C, this is the tightest curl pattern you have, and it tangles up really easily. It has the most shrinkage, and also people's hair can be like only look like it's about an inch long, but it actually stretches all the way down to their nose. That's how tight these curls are. And this is one of the best hair types for getting dreadlocks, just because it's so easy to get dreadlocks. But the thing about it is, it seems like it doesn't take a long time to grow. It grows just as fast, but it doesn't look like it's growing. So that's the thing about this hair type, is it would take a while for your hair to even look like it's gaining any length. Also, for this hair type, you can use sponge rub, towel rub, brush rub, twisting with gel, crochet hooking, 2-strand twists, and freeform. But the best way to figure out what your curl pattern is to wash your hair with shampoo only, no conditioner, and let it air dry. Don't dry it with the towel or anything. And even while you're washing your hair, if some hair kind of sheds onto your hands and you look at it, you should be able to tell what your hair type is, especially if you have a decent length of hair. Because when you wash your hair, it kind of renews your curl pattern, and it shows you what your natural curl pattern actually is before you like manipulate it and all that type of stuff. But just to condense everything, type 1 and type 2, I recommend to get dreadlocks that they use twister rip, crochet hooking, back combing, or interlocking. And for the 3 and 4 range, I recommend that they use, twisting with gel, 2-strand twist, crochet hooking, brush rub, towel rub, sponge rub, and freeform. And there's even other methods that I probably didn't list, but those are just the usual methods that people use with those hair types. So yeah, that's really all there is to know about the hair types. That's just really simple. I didn't go into depth because it goes way deeper, but it's just like the surface level stuff. Yeah, if this video helped you out, or if you liked it, please make sure I like it. If you want to see more videos from me in the future, please make sure I subscribe and turn on post notifications so I'll never miss out on another video from me in the future. And with that being said, I love you all, and I'll see you all in the next video.